Welcome to another episode of John McEntyre Live. I'm John McEntyre. Today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. It's already a good one. We're getting close to me personally, I'm getting close to holiday weekend. So my brain is already starting the holidays up. It's thinking about all of the food and also celebrating the soldiers who died for our freedom. And so I want to just go ahead and get that taken care of. I like to celebrate. I have veterans in the family. I know a lot of friends who have veterans in the family passed during the war, during conflicts, and so just want to make sure and give a shout out even before the holidays. And so today we have a few things to discuss. We're going to do some wallet wins. I have a question that was asked, which is, should I invest while having debt? And I'll give my take on it. And then we'll end with a question of the day. And so before I get started, I want to make sure to just stress that I want you to share your wallet wins. You can share, by social media. I receive a lot of them basically by email and things like that, and DMs, direct messaging, and people also, just working with clients. We celebrate wallet wins every day with clients. But go visit the social media, the Facebook. Go to YouTube where this is airing. This is streaming live through YouTube and Facebook. Give them there. You can also, if you have a question and you would like to be on the show, you can give us a call. We'll have our contact information. You can call us. We'll talk about it. And if it's a question and that we feel will be a good question to have on the show, and you agree to be on camera, and you don't have to come to the studio, you can actually do it. We can do it by, over the internet, off location. So you can do it from the comfort of your home. You have a computer and a camera, microphone. We can do it. And discuss, answer your question. I can answer your question on the show. So you just give us a call and we can discuss more about that. Just wanted to make sure that people understood that, because most people think, well, I would like to be, but I don't want to come to a studio or travel or anything. Today's technology, pretty much ever since quarantine, that's been out the window. We have all the technology, we need to be able to do interviews over the internet, and it can be live. So you can be like some of us. You can be dressed up real nice up here, below the table, shorts, spandex, whatever. Well, I don't have on spandex. I have on jeans, but a lot of times, it's that, you still have on your slippers, pajamas, whatever, and look good up here, do a show, then go back to bed or whatever you do for the rest of the day. So just contact us and we'll discuss more about you being on the show. Or if you actually have a guest, someone you would like to recommend, or if you would like to be on the show, contact us and we will discuss on you us having you on the live show. So let's get into a wallet win here. The first one, after creating a budget, I found an extra $1,000. That's a big time win there. If you ask me, you can get something done, finding an extra $1,000 a month, extra $12,000 for the year, just by completing a budget and looking over everything. That's a big win. And that's the benefit of budgeting or spending plan. Most people, they still fight it. They feel like it's very constricting. And as you can see, that can be very freeing to go to create a budget and find right off the top, find an extra $1,000, and knowing that as you stick to the budget and follow it and just make it part of your household operation, it will free up more money. That's a good way to look at it. Number two, our wallet win number two, just made our last car payment. That's always good. And that's I have a saying. People ask me, what's your favorite car? I said, one that's paid for. That's and I it's not mine. I actually heard that a lot. That's from the old schoolers, the older generation who didn't believe in carrying a lot of debt. and having, big car payments and everything, that was always the answer. I knew they would say that answer. I would just ask it anyway. What is your favorite car? What is your favorite kind of car? Some of them, they would say, well, it's a paid for Ford or paid for Chevy, something like that. It was always funny to hear that. And you can tell that they meant it too, not having to make a car payment, that at any time they didn't have to worry about a car being repossessed or whatever, or a car that's no longer operating and you're still making payments on it. That's the least favorite car. A car that's not running and you still owe money on it. That's not good at all. So that's a big time wallet win. Just made my last car payment. Number 3, settled an old debt from 6 years ago. I owed $4,400 on it, and I settled it for $2,000. That was a long time to carry an old debt, and what it is, they were cleaning up their credit. They checked their credit score, and it was there's some things that they want to do. They want to buy a house, and they want to do some other things, and it was actually, the debt was back rent. And so that's not going anywhere, especially when you want to buy a house and you shown that you was not even paying your rent. So loan company, banks, lenders, they're not going to trust you. If you wouldn't pay rent, you probably won't pay a mortgage payment. So if you won't pay for where you stay, why should we give you money to buy a place to stay? And so they was like, that was a big time learning experience, and they chalked it up to being immature and a little impetuous. And so they said, okay, it's time to grow up, be a big girl. Called in, settled the debt. It was old, so that wasn't bad at all. Paying reducing it by almost 60%. So that was a pretty good reduction. So $4,400 to $2,000, not bad at all. And it's a win, and they feel much better. It was like everyone says, paying off a debt is very freeing, mentally, emotionally, sometimes, spiritually, it affects every area of life. And so that was a very good wallet win. All right. So moving into our question, I had a good question that my answer is, I'm taking this. I was trained a long time ago. One of my early guests on the show, Jared Kinberg, Esquire. He was an attorney. Every time you asked him a question, he would hold up 2 fingers. He would do like this. And it was so funny. Even in seminars, he's speaking. Someone asked him a question, and we knew what that meant. It depends. And so that's my answer here. It depends. And it's a couple of factors. And before I even go into the answer, before you even decide what you're going to do, my first question is, do you have a budget? I will always ask that question. Do you have a budget, or do you have a spending plan? Because we need to know where you are. If I'm working with someone, I say, okay, we want to see where you are first. And then we can ask that question, because depending on some factors, I say yes. Other times I say no. Might not be a good idea. But let's answer the question from the investing side. Let's say I say yes, it would be a good idea. And number one, the reason why you would want to invest if you're paying down debt is just compound interest. And compound interest does its work from time. It's money and time. And the longer your money can work, the more money you can actually, the more money you will receive on a return. The more money, the more your money will grow. That's the best way to put it. And that's from compound interest. And see, compound interest is called the eighth wonder of the world. given a certain amount of money, given time, it can become a very large amount. And so that's the first one, compound interest, giving your money time by starting early and reinvesting. That's setting up a very nice retirement. The second one is, the question is your retirement account. What type of retirement account do you have? If you are working for someone and you have a retirement account where they're matching dollar for dollar, that's free money. You take that all day. I mean, if you're paying down debt, even if there's other situations going on, you don't turn free money down, because every dollar for dollar, it's 100% return. Investing. It's not a return. It's actually investing. I'm putting in $1. They're putting in $1. Okay, we can do that. I'm gonna say, yeah, go for that. Now, I may not have you doing some of the other things investing wise, but if your contribution is being matched, then yes, that's a definite yes there. I will take that all day long. So those are the two main reasons why I would say to invest while you're having debt. Now, I want to look at it from the other side, which is saying, let's just say, no, you should pay the debt off first. Well, the first one is, does just paying off debt give you peace of mind? Because for some people, it's just a peace of mind thing. It helps them emotionally, mentally, emotional. And, we all know that the mental health is very important. And so if it's giving peace of mind, then pay off debt. Because some people paying off, debt causes anxiety. And so, and anytime your anxiety levels goes up, it's just not good health. Then your body starts to, feel it, and it's just not healthy all the way around. So that's one of the questions. Okay, so if you're not paying your debts, or if you're not paying debts off as fast as possible, does that bother you in any way? Now some people, they can get it, get on an even keel and work with it. If you talk to them after a while and actually show, and they can actually see a plan that's working, then it may reduce the anxiety. But most of the time, if the anxiety shows up because the person doesn't have a plan and they just don't feel any solid footing anywhere, and so they just go to the area that would give them the most, the most peace of mind. But if you're working with a professional like us, you talk to us about it, then the anxiety sort of goes down, and knowing that someone's there to give them feedback and to be that support person, then they may be able to work with it that way. But by themselves, it may not be a good idea. But working with someone, it could be a good idea with a peace of mind. Now, knowing that you don't have debt, and the second point is, not having debt does give you the freedom to contribute to the other areas like investing, savings, your emergency funds, college savings, other things that you want to do. And so financially, paying off debt, that's where it is the most beneficial. It frees up your money to do the other things that you want to do in life that needs your money. And so that's one of the other points. If knowing that the debt is gone away, you can do other things with your money, then yes, then go the paying off the debt first route. Cost savings, and that's basically just saying, most of the time, the interest on your debt, credit cards, things like that, usually exceeds the returns from the market. The S&P, for instance, credit card interest averages 22.8%, where the S&P averages on a yearly basis 10.26%. So you're like, you're getting double the return paying down your debt on the average credit card. So that way, when you look at it that way, it does make financial sense to pay off the debt first before investing. And because and that is one of the that is something that I totally believe in. You know, the reason why you want to pay off debt first is because you're getting a much higher return on your money, because the interest rate is usually higher than the return you will get from the market. Other than compound interest, you know, that's where it that's really where I lean towards, you know, debt being paid off first. um, but if you're making minimum payments, and well, another thing that I wanted to say was that we have to look at it from a financial point of view. Um, Once we look at your budget, and if we can see some a little bit of freed up money, you know, a couple of $100 to where you can actually, like, you're making minimum payments, but you can actually apply a couple of $100 to one of those debts as you paying them down, whether you're following the debt snowball, debt avalanche, or, you know, the Terminator, or that debt that's just irritating you. If you do have some freed up money to where you can add it on top of your minimum payment, then sure, invest while paying off debt. But if all you can do, if we're looking at your budget and all it's showing is you can barely you're just making minimum payments, that's all that you can do, then outside of being matched dollar for dollar with your retirement account at work, focus on debt payoff, because you're constantly walking the line is what it is. You're constantly on the line, and one bad move could actually hurt you. So that way, I would just say, just stick with it. But if we look at the budget and a couple of $100 is freed up, two, three, four, $500, and then you say, okay, well, we're going to start, let's say the debt snowball, we're going to start with the smallest debt, and you're paying them off, and then you're able to still contribute 15% to your retirement account, your investment account, then sure, everything, you know, stay disciplined and do it that way, you'll be fine. Everything will work just fine that way. But if all you can do is make minimum payments, now just take the extra money that you would invest and just apply it to paying off debt as quickly as possible, and you'll get the return will be much better in the long run that way, outside of being matched dollar for dollar. So I hope that answered the question. It depends on the situation. If you need to sit down with someone, you can contact us. We sit down, go through everything, and help you decide which would be the best for you. Some people, they can handle investing while paying off debt. Some people, they have to focus on the debt first to take care of it, and that's where a professional, sitting down with a professional, will be the most beneficial. Um, because the way we work, you can work with us long term or you can work short term. We could sit down, put this together, answer that question, and then you can go. And if you had another question, you call, we sit down and do it. Or we can just set up and say, hey, we're going to work together for 3, 6, 12 months, whatever you decide. And that's how we work. When we see these types of situations, that's how we work with them, because most of the time you have to get that taken care of. And then there's other things that has to be handled as you move forward. But I answered your question. I welcome more questions like that we can answer here. And also, you can call in. Don't forget, you can call in and ask the question. We'll have the contact information up for you. You can call us. We'll discuss it. Then we can bring you on. You can make comments, share your wallet wins. We have the comments up. And as we move forward, we will interact more on the show, because like I say, this is live. So you can, if you're watching, you can actually interact with us live. Call us, talk to us. We'll discuss your questions and comments. Just type them into the comment there, and we'll handle it from there. So if hopefully I answered the question. And now, before we go, I have a question of the day for you. And my question celebrating the soldiers who's no longer with us, as you enjoy, like I'm going to do, all of the good cookout food. So if we don't have any comments or any questions, I'm going to end it there, and contact us anytime. We have the contact information up. If you want to work with us, contact us. Go to www.johnmcentyre.com. And until tomorrow, this is John signing off.